The only 4 questions that really matter in a cold approach that you should be asking the girl are the 4 logistical questions. Now, these are the most important things ever. You need to memorize these questions, write them down, tattoo it on your inner eyelids, whatever it is. So the 4 questions are: who are you here with? What are you doing after this? Where are you staying? What are you doing tomorrow? We built this model because in Vegas, if you're in a club, bar, wherever it is, if you're out at all doing any sort of cold approach, even in the day, these questions are extremely relevant, because what's going to screw you up from the pole? What is going to screw you up and mess up all the plans? Her friends. She is driving 6 hours the second after she leaves the club back home. She has a flight at 5 a.m. and she's staying an hour and a half away in her friend's house, and she drove. She's the DD. That's going to really screw you up. And it sucks because if you're in a set and you don't ask those questions, 3 hours, you wasted the whole night on this one girl and you didn't figure out any logistics. You're hoping to like things happen afterwards. And then she goes, okay, well, it was really good talking to you. I have to drive home now. I have to drive back to Salt Lake City. Let's say you're in Vegas. There's a lot of girls that drive down from, I think it's St. George, right? In the Zion. Okay, I have to drive back to St. George now. I have 3 friends with me and I'm the DD. See you later. Dog pat. Man, getting the dog pat. Probably the lowest low. Like, you didn't scream for logistics. You invested 3 hours and then she goes and just walks away. You have no contact. Oh my God. You will take the long way home that night. You will be walking home in the rain that night. So, number 1, why do we ask who are you here with? Because who do you think is going to mess up your set in person when you're there at the club? Let's just say you're at a club. Who's going to mess up your set? If she's by herself, first of all, red flag. Why the fuck is a girl at a club by herself? If she's at least with one other person, maybe her girlfriend, which is good, but like, where is she? Why isn't she here? It's a ticking time bomb until she comes back into this set. If you weren't the man and led and brought the group together, that's going to fuck your set up, because it's almost like you're trying to isolate the girl. How is the friend going to feel if she sees her friend talking to a dude for like 30 minutes and that friend is by herself trying to give her friend space? Yeah, I gave you 30 minutes. I'm coming in now. I want my friend back. That's how it's going to go every single time. So what do? You do that first. You pull the group together first. You don't let that happen to you, after the fact, and now you're trying to make up for it. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. How are you, friend? No. So you go, who are you here with? She goes, oh, my bestie. Where is she? Oh, she's at the bar. She's getting a drink. It's been like 5 minutes. There's no line at the bar. Where is she at? Oh, and then she starts looking around. Oh, I thought she was at the bar. I don't know. Maybe she's with a guy. And I'm like, no way. Really? So it's just you and your friend? Yeah. How many questions can we ask about that one answer? It's my friend. 100. If you're a man and you didn't say 100, what are we doing, man? How long you known her for? How do you know her? Where'd you guys meet? Met in school. What school? UNLV. No way. Where are you guys from originally? Well, she's from Pennsylvania and I'm from Sacramento. Shut the fuck up. You're from Sacramento? Yeah, why? I lived there for 2 years. No way. What? You lived there for 2 years? Yeah. So you're based there? You grew up there? Well, actually, it was from the Bay Area and my family moved up there because my dad got a job at blah, blah, blah. And then I moved down here for school and I just fell in love with the place. No way. So you actually live in Vegas now? There's so many cities I just said. I completely forget who's who. Anyway, you're asking so many follow-up questions, and it's not just like, who are you here with? Your friend? Where's she from? Where'd you guys meet? What do you study in school? How long you know her for? Like, it's not like that. That's very linear and gross and just boring. That's interview mode. You don't want to do that. You see how there's like some playful banter. We're doing comfort building. We're doing DHV, DLV, teasing, disqualification. Wait a minute. You're from Sacramento? This is never going to work. Shake her hand. Like in a very, like we're in an office meeting way. It's good meeting you. She's like, wait a minute. What do you mean it's not going to work? What are you talking about? Why does me being from Sacramento, why does that make it so we're not going to work? What are you talking about? Anyway, and just like go right back into the conversation. Does your family live in Sacramento still? Yeah. Do you see them often? I go up once a month. No way. That's awesome. Super cute. So you're super close with your family? Yeah. So we just went down that thread of who you're here with. So I got the logistical information I needed to know, and I built rapport, comfort. I built rapport and comfort and broke rapport at the same time. Now it's a fun, engaging conversation. You see how fun that is? Next question. What are you doing after this? You could say it randomly. I wouldn't say it like the first question because it's a little bit too soon, but like there's some comfort rapport built up. It's just like a nonchalant question. What are you doing after this? She's going to be excited to answer. Oh, well, we don't really have any plans after this, but tomorrow afternoon, we're actually seeing a show. We're doing this, and then we're going to go to that the next day. No way. That's crazy. What show are you seeing? I logged the data, not doing anything after this. And then another follow-up question. No way. What show are you seeing? We're seeing Celine Dion. Shut the fuck up. Do you like Celine Dion? And like, she doesn't know if I am going to reward this or, break rapport on this. She has no idea. It's like, I'm in the middle. I'm on the fence, but I'm like enthusiastic about it. She's like, I love Celine Dion. And you're like, and you can either go, I hate it or I love it, depending on whatever, you know, you want. You're like, that's awesome. No way. Have you guys gone before? No, this is our first time. Wow, you must be excited. I'm not even asking a question. Solicitation technique, right? Provocative statement. Correct the record. You must be excited. Yeah, we're super excited. This is amazing. Blah, blah, blah. My friend has actually never gone before and she has never seen her before live. She hasn't? Has she been living under a rock? Where is she, by the way? What's her name? Sandra? Where the fuck is Sandra? I don't know. I think she, that's her over there. Well, you get to introduce us? She's like, sure, okay. She goes and gets Sandra. Sandra's now in the set. You're doing amazing. You're crushing it. That's probably every PUA's worst nightmare. They're like, another person joins the set who's like the friend who's like trying to like, they immediately think the friend is gonna like, all right, you're done talking to her. No, that's what will happen if you don't bring the friend in. If you don't bring the friend in, she'll come in at some point anyway and go, all right, I'm getting my friend back. And she won't even talk to you because she's pissed at you and like, oh, jealous of the attention that you were giving her and not. So like, let's bring her in. Where the fuck is she? Your mindset is the more the merrier with her friends. Some random dude or people in the club, some random men in the club. Yeah, no, not bringing them in the set. Her friends that she's there with, where are they? Where the fuck are they? Introduce me. You're not going to introduce me? Almost like you're offended, but it's like, I just met you 5 minutes ago, but it's kind of funny. So sure. And then she's excited too because she gets to now include her friends so she doesn't feel shitty about talking to a dude. She also gets to see how you interact with the friend. Watch the friend like you more than she does. And then now it's actual pre-selection. And now they're like competing for your attention. And super important, let's just say she actually does get her friend and she brings her friend over. What are you going to do? Nice to meet you. What is your name? Right? No, absolutely do not do that. But think of it from the girl's friend's perspective. Think of it's Sandra is her friend, right? Our target girl, her name is Emily, right? Sandra is her friend coming into the set. If Sandra comes in and she saw you from across the club bar for 20 minutes talking to her, and then she walks over, she's like feeling the energy presence. How does Emily feel? How do you feel? Do I like this? How do I feel here? And if you go, what's your name? Good to meet ya, right? You look like an NPC chode. You look like you don't know what's going on. You haven't talked about her yet. You don't know her name. You have no idea the dynamics, why they're here. You know nothing, meaning you just haven't led, right? You just don't really get it. And Emily might be kind of weirded out by you. So Sandra might have to come save the day. Emily, we have to go. I have to go to the bathroom, right? So she's like worried. Do I have to do that? Do I have to like save my friend here? So don't go, nice to meet you. What is your name? No, cringe beta male. You are the AFC chump. Average frustrated chump. So what you do instead is, what would you say to her, Sandra, if you already knew her and she was walking over? Right? How would you act? So you already know they're going to Celine Dion tomorrow. You know her name is Sandra, right? Maybe you found out some other information that they're both from Sacramento. They both went to UNLV, right? You know some details about their friendship already. If you say that to her when she first comes into the set, what is that going to make her feel? Like she can trust you? Emily shared all those details. She wouldn't do that with a creepy weirdo. Emily wouldn't tell you kind of personal information, where I go to school, where I'm from, how long we're here for, what we're doing tomorrow. She wouldn't tell you any of that if you're a creepy weirdo beta male. So when Sandra comes in, Sandra, where have you been? It's been like 20 minutes. And Sandra's like, she's almost like, who are you? How did you know I was away for so long? I kind of like that I'm already included. I'm not like shunned away like every other dude, like pushed away. They're like, he's including me. And he was like, where have you been? Meaning like, we missed you. I feel special and chosen. I don't know this guy at all, but I kind of like him. He's kind of handsome, but it's Emily's guy, but I'm not sure what's the dynamic here. I'm excited. Like that's what her first impression is going to be. Sandra, where you been? It's been like 20 minutes. We thought we lost you. We, us. The pronoun is no longer you or me, I. It is us. We thought we lost you. It was inclusive, familiarity, trust, right? All that stuff is building immediately within like one sentence. It's pretty mind-blowing how quickly you can do that. Now you could say a myriad of things. That's a good line, like, Sandra, where you been? It's been 20 minutes. We thought we lost you. You don't need to know really any knowledge about their dynamic, and you could say that anyway. So it doesn't really mean, it's not that meaningful. But what is meaningful is, we excited for the Celine Dion concert tomorrow? She's gonna be like, did you told him? Wait a minute, what? Yeah, I am. Well, yeah, of course. Now Sandra is qualifying to you about Celine Dion and the concert they're going to tomorrow. And then if you know anything about like UNLV or whatever, you also can bring up that and say another statement, like a provocative statement, like we talked about with the elicitation. But don't have her just walk up to her and be like, nice to meet you, right? You also can play with her and kind of tease, like, hey, I heard a lot about you. Emily was going off a little bit too much about you. I think she's had, one too many cocktails. She was sharing. And then Sandra's like, what do you mean? Emily, what did you tell him? What are you talking about? And then now all of a sudden, they're both qualifying to you, trying to fight for your attention. Pre-selection is activated in both of their mammalian brains. And then watch them all of a sudden fight over your attention. What once was Emily's guy, right? And then Sandra came in, that you pulled the set together, and you maybe thought Sandra's going to blow up your set. All of a sudden, Sandra, who might be cuter, is now attracted to you more, right? And then now Emily sees that and she gets her hypergamy and her pre-selection juices start flowing and she wants your attention more. And then Sandra wants your attention more. And then Emily wants your attention more. And then like the resentment they have, because every girl has like a resentment against each other in their friendship. All of a sudden that becomes fuel to then now fight for your attention harder to kind of piss off the other friend, right? So anyway, I'm not going to go, that's a little too advanced. But anyway, it's going to go great. It goes great. You want to game the set. You don't want to game the girl. If it's more than one girl, 3 girls, you want to talk to them as if they're a group. Make sure everyone's getting kind of attention. You give your girl a little bit more attention, but you want to game the group. Instead of being like, what do you want to do? Or what are you doing later? Or how do you feel? You ask the group, how do we feel? What do you guys want to do? Right? I'm not saying say those words exactly, but you ask them a group question. How do we feel about Celine Dion? How do we feel about the DJ? What do you guys feel about the club? What do you guys feel about Vegas? Right? When you're including all of them, they all feel special and chosen at the same time. And they kind of like being in the group answer rather than specific individual answers. Because in the group, they're not really individual people. They're kind of like this one blob of a person, which is good. But you also obviously want to give your girl a little bit more attention. You show her that you obviously are a little bit more interested in her. But it is really good to show all of them attention, because that does some really funny things with the dynamic. Anyway, so you can bring the friend in, whatever. Let's just say you did the 2 questions. So who are you here with? What are you doing after this? And the next question, what are you guys up to tomorrow? Now, I already got the answer. I already know what they're up to tomorrow, right? They're going to see a show, meaning they're planning to probably sleep in. So they have plenty of time in the morning to do whatever they want. And it's not like a rushed morning. So I already know that. I don't really need to ask that because I already got it. But let's just say she didn't volunteer the information. You can ask it again. You can ask that question. What do you guys do tomorrow? All right. And then really important, where are you guys staying? Now in Vegas, it's very like normal to ask that question, because like where you're staying is like a cool question. I'm staying at the Link. I'm staying at the Waldorf. I'm staying at Chuck E. Cheese. I'm staying at the Golden Nugget. I'm staying at Palms, right? It's a cool, like, oh, wow, you chose this place. It says something about you if you chose to stay at Palms compared to Fontainebleau, compared to Cosmo, right? It says something about you and what kind of the experience you wanted to have or are used to. She'll actually be excited to answer it. So if she goes, oh, we're staying in fucking Henderson, 30-minute drive. But that's probably going to be a problem if she came with her friend and they stay in Henderson, because Henderson's like 30 minutes away. Or like Mount Charleston. Well, we're staying in Mount Charleston at a cabin. So that's going to be a problem. You have to figure out the logistics there. Like who's driving who back? Are you going to your place? Are you going to their place? Like how are you getting there? Do they drive? Do they Uber? There's a lot of, logistical things you have to figure out. So you got to be on top of that. You're the man. You got to lead without making it seem like you're trying to make anything happen too much pressure. Okay. Now, during this entire time of you asking the questions, you're trying to get her to invest by qualifying her. Comfort, break rapport, qualify. That's the model that I want you to be really just playing on repeat. Comfort, break rapport, qualify. Sometimes if you already have comfort, then you break rapport. So that's why it's kind of interchangeable of like break rapport, comfort, break rapport. But build some comfort, break rapport, and then qualify. Ask question. Get her to talk. The more investment you have, the more attraction you'll have when you maintain polarity and safety at the same time. So let's go over 2 examples that are really important. So let's just say logistics are terrible. She's leaving on a flight tomorrow morning. She's sleeping in her car with her friend. And she's with 5 work friends that are all men, and they're getting food afterwards, just them, for like a meeting. Worst logistics ever, right? So what do you do? So once you find that out, you first of all ask questions about it, because you don't want to seem like, oh, you are anyway, and then you're like butthurt that she like can't see you afterwards. You don't want to do that. You want to seem non-reactive as fuck. One of the main qualities in maintaining safety in that safety/comfort bucket is that your feelings don't really change. You're not getting upset. You're not getting butthurt. You're not retaliating. You're not getting like actually mad at her, right? You're this oak tree and you have boundaries. You're an oak tree with boundaries, but you're not going to like be controlling or needy or insecure. Your feelings don't change. You're not insecure. Oh, I'm with this guy from work. Like, you're not going to be like, what does he look like? I bet he's ugly. Like, you're not going to say that shit. You know what I mean? Okay. So let's just say the logistics are awful and you can't pull that nice. So what you want to do is future project in the future. Now you should be doing this anyways. This is a little bit more advanced, but future project, right? We should do this thing sometime. So what you're doing is you're essentially planting seeds in their mind and pulling them out of the present moment. Because as men, what are we in? We're in the past and we're in the future at all times. And we're probably not in the present at all. Females, opposite. They're only in the present and they really don't want to be in the past. They really don't want to be in the future. Right now, how do I feel right now? I want to act right now and act and think in my feelings that are right now. Right? So they're not going to be, thinking of, wait a minute, this pattern that I'm noticing from the past. And she's not thinking about like what happened last week or what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day. She's thinking about right now. I want to have fun right now. So you want to pull them out of the present moment and plant seeds and future project in the future. So what I would do to future project, let's just say you're a Vegas example, girl's in town and she's from St. George. It's actually a very common example. You just randomly go, wait a minute, do you ski? You're not a skier, are you? Please tell me you snowboard. Just like something like that, where it's like kind of playful banter, teasing back and forth. It's like teasing, banter, all back and forth, and with tonality. And she's like, yeah, no, I ski. Why? Do you not? Are you one of those people that don't like skiing? I'd be like, no, I don't like hate them. I don't like despise them, but whatever. Why? So you ski. That's cool. That's awesome. Like, see, I'm playful. It's like, I'm exaggerating. I didn't like backtrack on what I said, but I also didn't like, oh no, skiing's great. I'm like kind of playing with her. So you can do that. And then she gets some buy-in. She's like, no, I ski. He's like, well, what do you go like skiing once a year? Have you been skiing the past like 5 years once? She's like, I go skiing twice every month with my friends, with my dad, whatever it is. And you're like, shut up. So you're actually pretty good. Like, you like change your state to like, yeah, you probably never go. And you're like, wait a minute, you're actually pretty good. Do you do like terrain park? Do you like backflips? What do you do? She's like, no, I don't do that. I do like the double black diamonds. And you're like, shut the fuck up. This is a fun conversation we're having right now. And I go, wait a minute, have you been to Mount Charleston before? There's like a mountain over there in Vegas. She's like, no. I'm like, you haven't? Shut up. How have you not been there? You're in Vegas quite often, right? You live like an hour away. Yeah, I'm all the time. I feel like there are no mountains in St. George. There are none. Yeah, I have to go up to Salt Lake City and Park City to actually go to a mountain. Yeah, that's farther away than freaking Mount Charleston, isn't it? And she's like, I don't think so. And I'm like, I kind of do think so. I think like, because from St. George to here, I hope St. George is right. I think that's the city that I'm thinking of. St. George to here is like, what, an hour and 15? And St. George to Park City is what, like 2.5 hours? It's significantly closer, isn't it? And she's like, what? It can't be. And then like, I know more geographically about her own city than she does. How funny is that? And it's like some odd, obscure town. And she's like, wow, how is it? I didn't know that. How is it closer than blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, so how have you not been to Mount Charleston? And now I didn't say, we should go to Mount Charleston sometime. I didn't say that yet. I'm just making her qualify about skiing. I'm setting it up, setting the foundation up to then say at the end, we should go to Mount Charleston sometime. I'm setting it up to say, I didn't say that yet, but I'm setting it up. You see how like I'm dragging it out? She's like, oh my God, where are we going? This is a journey and I'm on Corey's magic carpet ride. I don't know where it's going, but it feels fun. I like it so far. That's what we're doing, because as men, we want to go right to the ending. We want to skip right to the ending of the movie. What happened? Females, they love the journey and the feelings and what, oh my God, what is he going to say? I can't believe he said that. Oh my God, we're crying now. Oh, I remembered my story of my dad when I was a kid and this happened, blah, blah, blah. But now we're laughing. But like they want the whole like experience, right? It's fun. It's cute. It's feminine. It's just not what dudes want. So they're like, I don't like that. Girls are feminine. She doesn't like that you watch football either. You drink beer. She hates that. Cool. We both have shit we hate about the opposite sex. Good. Get used to it. Well, I'm doing this whole journey of like skiing, Mount Charleston, distance, blah, blah, blah. And then, wait, would you want to go sometime? I'm pulling up photos of like the fucking mountain of Mount Charleston is pretty sick. And she's like, yeah, it is cool. Yeah, fresh powder last weekend. She's like, really? I have like no idea. I'm like, yeah, of course. Powder every freaking weekend. Would you want to go sometime? I just took like 10 minutes to get here. What do you think she's going to say? It's almost impossible for her to say no, right? Because she's like, yeah, it is closer. You're right. She's almost agreed like I should be going there. And then I'm like, would you want to go sometime? Like, what is she going to say? No, of course. Sure. Sick. And that's all I needed. That's all I need. The future projection complete. That's it. She essentially said, yes, I want to see you at a later date for this thing that's kind of an investment, kind of a trek. I go to Mount Charleston for the day. That's quite a bit of an investment in time and logisticals and physical investment, all the things. So she just agreed to it. We don't ever have to do it, but she agreed to it. That's the most important part. So she agreed to the future projection, right? That's huge. And she's actually bought in. It could be the most boring shit in the entire world that you don't care about. You just need her to be bought in. That's all you care about. It could be so stupid of like making a drink. We got these little circle ice cubes recently. It's like a ball sphere ice cube they do in some bars, like some upscale bars. They have like these weird shapes of ice cubes. It could be about checking out the fucking ice cubes. Because what if she's a bartender and she loves that ice and she's never seen a sphere ice cube before? Like, and you get her bought into it. Oh, you've never seen it before? It's so cool. It's awesome with drinks. It makes it like way more better. It tastes better as well. She's like, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it does. It tastes better because you use a different kind of water and it has to be distilled, because if it's not distilled, it's not clear ice. She's like, really? And then now she's like excited to see the fucking sphere ice cube. It could be the stupidest little thing. Whatever she's invested in or whatever she's like enthusiastic about, that's what you want to build investment about doing together. Paint and sip, playing pickleball, going snowboarding, whatever it is, taking photos, going on a hike, whatever it is. That's what you want to build investment about, build future project about. So you can future project. Let's go on a hike sometime. Let's go snowboarding sometime. Let's play pickleball sometime. She goes, sure. So now she's agreed and pulled herself out of the present moment. So she's thinking of herself in the future. Now you should be doing that anyways, regardless of them having good logistics or not, because that builds trust in the moment. And that's just kind of what you should be doing anyways, like making plans to see her in the future. She's cool. You like her. Why not make plans to see her in the future? It doesn't have to be like Thursday night, we're going to this spot, right? or else. It's not that serious. It's just like, yeah, we should do that thing sometime. And then when she says yes to that, now you future projected. Now you're pulling her into kind of the future. Even before she leaves that interaction, she's already thinking about, what would it be like if we did go snowboarding? Would I like it? Would I have fun? I haven't gone with a guy before. That might be cool. He could teach me. And then now she asks questions like that. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to be very good. That's fine. We'll start on the bunny hill. And she's like, oh my God, he's so thoughtful and sweet. Like he doesn't mind going on the bunny hill with me to like learn. He's like, no, I could teach. People have said I'm a pretty good teacher. And she's like, well, I went last time with my friends and they got to the top and then they just like left me and they skied right down. And I'm like, they did? Are they still your friends? She's like, yeah, they are. They just, they were wanted to ski, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, gotcha. No, I definitely wouldn't do that. She's like, oh, that's so sweet. And then now she's like, her fear of like you being upset at her for not being that good is now dissipated. Whether you go or not doesn't matter at all. What kind of dude would be so sweet and like see the future, your foresight, the masculine superpower of foresight. You're already seeing the future of like, she might be feel a bit guilty for not being that good and kind of slowing the whole day down because she isn't good at snowboarding or skiing. And you're already reassuring her that you wouldn't be upset. It's totally fine. I want you to learn. That's the fun part. She's like, oh my God, that's so sweet. He cares. He understands. He cares about me. Doing amazing, right? So if it's bad logistics, future project, whatever it is, we should get boba tea sometime. We should get coffee at this weird coffee shop. We should go to this place and get this weird ice cream thing that they only have in Vegas. We should go to area 51 or 15, whatever the fuck it is. Just whatever it is in the future, you're planting seeds. And then obviously when she says yes to that, what's the next logical step? How the fuck are we going to communicate? How are we going to stay in touch? Right. So at that point, it's not like the goal to get the Instagram. It's the vehicle to communicate to then do the goal, which is to snowboard. Right. So awesome. What's your IG? And then now it's like, of course I'm going to give you my IG. And she's like pulling it out. She's like, no, wait, here's my IG, but also take my number. And now you're fully fucking locked in. And then guess what? Have her message you on her phone. So she starts the thread on her phone. Because later you have to anticipate like what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. You're going to have to message her first. And starting a thread with somebody, like starting a thread with a girl for the first time, that's kind of the most difficult part. Her to respond for the first time. Even if you saw each other in person like a day or two ago, doesn't matter. Something about a girl responding to a new dude for the first time, she's like kind of committing to like, all right, I'm showing up for this interaction, right? Whether she responds after that or you marry her, doesn't matter. It's like some commitment in their mind where like they have to choose to invest. If you already get her to do it in person when you're with her, which is the easiest time to do it, now you essentially remove that like barrier of her like deciding or not to respond to you for that first thread because she already responded to you. Back in the day, me and my wing, we would send the message for the girl and it would say like some, kind of tongue-in-cheek thing, but just be like, oh, shoot me a DM just so I don't miss it, right? That's the kind of the money line that I would say now when you're getting a girl's IG. She follows you. Very important step. You go, what's your IG? And then you kind of pat your pockets as if like you don't have your phone on you, even though your phone is in your pocket. It's pretty funny. And then she pulls out her phone and she gives it to you to type your IG into. You hit search, type your name in, click on your name, show it to her. Do not follow yourself. Extremely important. Big letters on the screen. Do not follow yourself on her phone ever. Do not do that. Too pushy. You're like controlling. You're like forcing as if she wouldn't do it on her own. Like very, very forceful. This is extremely important. This stage right here. Search, type in your name, click on your IG, give her phone back to her with your IG open on her phone. Very important. There's a path here. If she clicks follow, you're good. Then just say, shoot me a DM so I don't miss it. If she doesn't hit follow, which some girls do, like you type in your IG, give it to them. Don't follow yourself. Give it to them. They hold the phone. They look at your page for a sec, put their phone in their pocket. They don't follow you. You leave the set. You never hear from her again. And you have no contact. That's probably the worst thing in the entire world. You crush the set for like an hour. She didn't follow you back on IG. And then you don't know her IG and you don't have her phone number and you never see her again. Probably the worst thing in the entire world. So either way, say shoot me a DM so you don't miss it. That kind of removes so you don't have to worry about it. But if you see her clearly not follow you, you can also ask, what's your IG? And pull your phone out. So that way you get her Instagram even regardless of her following you. So shoot me a message so I don't miss it. Then you get the IG. She sends you a message first. You guys follow each other. All good. If the logistics are good, now we actually want to pull, right? That's now the kind of the next stage is pulling to your place, her place, whatever it is. Now the pull is actually a lot easier than guys think. If you stick into the set till the end of the night, you'll naturally pull. It's pretty funny. You don't have to like aggressively do anything. I mean, you can. Let's just say you're at a nightclub and you want to be home by fucking 1 a.m. Yeah, you should be a little bit more tactful and strategic with like pulling before, the nightclub closes at 1:45 or in Vegas, like, way later. But what I would recommend is just stay in with the set. It's called attrition game, right? The last man standing wins. Most people, they just leave because they're like, I don't know, this isn't going anywhere. I'm going home. See you later. You just like leave the set, leave the girl. If you waited 30 minutes, you'd be in the car with her and she'd be driving you back to her place. It's that simple, right? So just stay in the set as long as you can. That's really the best, most least friction, path of least resistance way to pull. It's just stay in the set with them. Very common example, her and her friend at a club, and it's like 1:30, they're late, she's tired, her friend wants to get food, and she's like, okay, we're gonna get food. I mean, wait, Sandra, where do you want to go? As if like asking that question will make her be like, you know what, never mind, I don't want food anymore. Because like one decision, they just like call quits. But she's like, I don't know, what do I want? I kind of want pancakes. Where can we get pancakes? At 2 in the morning in Vegas. And I'm like, I have a list of 5 places we can go to. Usually Peppermill is the spot after club, but whatever the girl wants, like, yeah, this place right here, they have the best pancakes, they have the best eggs, they have the best steak and eggs, whatever it is that the girl is craving. They have the best pizza, secret pizza. They have the best pizza. You haven't been before? No way. What? How have you not been? This girl hasn't been to secret pizza. You can make it a big stink if their buying temperature is high and they like react more to teases. But then like you're the person who can maybe solve the problem, which is like she wants pizza. She wants like some bomb ass pizza. Like, have you been to secret pizza? And she's like, no. Like, oh, we gotta go. You want to go now? And she's like, looks at her friend, I guess. And you're like, okay, let's do it. And then you're like, okay. And like arm in arm with the girl or just walk out and you're good. Get in the car, whether it's your car, her car. They probably drove, or if one was a DD or they Ubered and you drove whatever Uber to the place, get the food and then just stick in there. Like, what do you think's going to happen after food? They're going to want to go to bed or go back to their house to like relax, maybe have another drink or play a game. I don't know, like whatever you can do back at her apartment or yours, whatever it is, that'll be the next kind of logical step or logistical step that they would do anyways. Now you can pull back to your place if you have a cool view, if you have some drinks, if you have a dog or a cat. Those are what we call seeding the pulls. If you want to seed the pull to go back to your place, you say more drinks. You guys want to have more shots? You guys want more drinks? You guys want to see my cat? You guys want to see my dog? You guys want to see the view? You got to see the view. The view is awesome. Let's just say you live at some like cool penthouse. Now I wouldn't say that immediately. I would be building up the investment, which is like, you guys want to see the view? Again, that's what we call it, seeding the pull. We seed it first before we actually go for the pull. So seeding the pull would be like, you want to see the view at my place, or you want to see Snickers, my cat, you want to see Scooby, my dog. You show her that, and she's like, yeah, of course. Well, you have a dog? You're like, yeah. And you show him, he's like a French bulldog. She's like, oh my God, I love Frenchies. You're like, shut the fuck up. You do? No way. You have a dog? She's like, no, but I've always wanted one. And you're like, really? And he's like, he's so cute. And she's like looking at him like, he's adorable. Oh my God, you would love him. I bet I would. Is he a boy? Yeah, he's a boy dog. Oh my God, I love boy dogs, especially Frenchies. They're so blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we're building up the investments. We're just planting all the seeds, waiting for them to grow. And then an hour or two later, after food, what am I going to say? You guys want to meet Scooby? Who's going to say no to that? They're in Vegas, or they're like in the buying temperature spike. They're somewhat energy at that point, right? Her friend might be like, sure, you have a dog? Cool. Often the girl's like, I'm going to go home, right? Their friend goes home because again, it's like, it's so funny. The opposite is probably what most guys think. I have to isolate the girl and like get her away from her friends. No. Bring the friends in. They're going to want to go home at some point. Once they get the attention and it didn't give them what they thought it did, or they got enough attention and they don't need any more, they're like, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna leave you guys alone. And then she just has a little talk with her friend, like in sign language, just looking at each other, essentially being like, are you good? Do you trust him? You like him? He's okay? You sure? All right, call me if you need me. Okay, I'll just text me. I'll be right there. Once they have that conversation, she's like, I'm actually gonna go home. And then boom, you're good. That's it. Like, that's how simple it is. There's obviously other different scenarios, but that'll get you pretty far. If you just watch this entire video, I know it's a long video, but you just downloaded like probably a decade of what would have taken you hundreds and hundreds of hours of like infield, going out, wasting time, messing up the next day, right? Because you're out late. Your next day is completely screwed. You're off circadian rhythm, sleep, didn't get enough food, rejection, feeling all these like feelings inside of you, whatever it is.